We got to talk about the spread of communism. Yay, communism! Welcome to Frickin' History, and we are talking about the Cold War. We're talking about the spread of communism and the fear of it. Let's talk about that. So you have to go back to the Russian Revolution, and you have to understand that the Soviet Union, or the formation of the Soviet Union, becomes the first communist state. Now remember, communism is the economic side of it. It's an authoritarian rule, and man, did they follow through on that. Joseph Stalin, 5-year plans, killing of about 20 million people. Yikety yikes, he had a lot going on there. But he took over the means of production. He was saying what to create, etc., how much to create, and where it was going. But in 1949, the communists in the civil war between the nationalists and the communists in China, the communists came out victorious. Enter Mao Zedong in China, and setting the stage for this response by the U.S. So you want to be able to compare Stalin's plans and his 5-year plans, all right, to China. Now, what did China do? China came up with the Great Leap Forward. All right, they had their own similar 5-year plans initially, which was increasing the industrial output, taking over the lands, making the people more serf-like, tied to the lands, working the land, and creating more exports from the agricultural side. Very similar to the 5-year plans. But then the Great Leap Forward was like, let's take this another step. And this is where it gets ugly. Because the Great Leap Forward, they were having people make steel like in their own residence, right? And, you know, let's be honest, making steel is super dangerous. It didn't end up well. Not only is it super dangerous, but in essence, when you allow people to make steel that don't know how to make steel, they make pretty crappy steel. Now, during this Great Leap Forward, because there was so much exportation of grains during this time period, it caused a massive amount of famine. Millions died. So you can see some similarities. Stalin was starving the people in Ukraine and then causing millions to die. Same thing happened in China during that Great Leap Forward. But then it continued to spread, and this is where you get into Southeast Asia, and the United States pops in and says they are fearful because they are afraid that the other nations in Southeast Asia are going to fall like dominoes. So President Eisenhower and his domino theory enters, and this is where we get the proxy wars. It's all about containing communism. Now you know your freaking history.